Okay, let's get right into it. We're talking about GitHub's new solution, Spec Kit, and it might just be the thing that finally tames the beautiful chaos of coding with AI.
I mean, who hasn't been here, right? You've got this amazing idea, you ask your friendly AI coding assistant to get you started, and what you get back is this masterpiece of just confident nonsense. It looks right, but it's not at all what you wanted.
Yeah, you tell it, hey, use best practices, and suddenly your simple little app is juggling 5 different frameworks. It has like 3 competing architectures. It's a Frankenstein's monster of code that has literally 0 chance of ever shipping. So look, this isn't just you getting unlucky. It's a real, fundamental problem with how we're all interacting with these super powerful tools. And it actually has a name. It's called vibe coding. And it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You're just coding based on a vibe. You give the AI some vague direction, and it just starts guessing, throwing code at the wall to see what sticks, with no real memory or long-term plan.
And the results? Well, they're pretty painful. Your project starts drifting miles away from what you originally wanted. The code is so fragile that if you just change one tiny thing, the whole thing shatters. And before you know it, you're left with this impossible-to-maintain tangled mess.
Okay, so to fix all this mess, GitHub is proposing a totally new way of thinking. A radical shift, really. Instead of jumping in with chaotic prompts, we start with an actual plan. Let's talk about their new philosophy, Spec-Driven Development.
The whole idea behind Spec-Driven Development, or SDD for short, is actually pretty simple, but it's a huge deal. It's kind of like you wouldn't build a house without a blueprint, right? You lay out all the rules, the requirements, the absolute must-haves before the AI writes a single line of code.
And this quote just nails it. We're talking about treating your specs as code, not just as some little comment that the AI can choose to ignore. Nope, these specs become the law of the land for your project.
Just look at the difference. The old way is a vague command, build me an app. But the Spec Kit way forces you to ask the important questions first. What is this app? What problem does it actually solve? What are the rules? You see that? You stop being a prompt writer and you start being a system designer. And that's the key.
And really, at the end of the day, that's what Spec Kit is all about. You know, tools like Copilot and Claude are insanely powerful, but they're like a super smart intern with 0 direction. They need guardrails. Spec Kit gives them that long-term memory, that single source of truth, and a strict workflow it has to follow. So it can't just go off and wing it anymore.
Okay, so that's the big idea. But how does it actually work in practice? Let's walk through the Spec Kit workflow and see how it brings some much-needed order to the chaos.
So this is what they call the gated workflow. And the crucial part is the AI can't skip any steps. First up is the Constitution. Think of this as the unbreakable laws of your project, your tech stack, security rules. Then you write the specification. That's just what the software is supposed to do. Now here's where it gets really cool, clarification. The AI actually reads your spec and asks you questions to clear things up. It's a collaboration. Only then does it create a technical plan, then a task breakdown into tiny, testable jobs, and finally implementation, where it codes each little piece one by one for a human, that's you, to review. No more giant code dumps. Now this isn't just some abstract idea on a whiteboard. It's all powered by some really clever tooling that gives it, well, what you might call superpowers. And the secret weapon here is a simple folder called .specify/. Seriously, this little folder is the AI's long-term memory. It's the project's single source of truth. It's everything. You never have to waste time re-explaining the context in your prompts ever again. And for anyone who's done this, you know that's a huge deal. Now, because you've separated the what from the how, the intent from the code, it unlocks some seriously wild possibilities. So get this, what if you could build your app in Rust? And then, using the exact same spec, build it again in Go? Well, you can. It's a feature called multi-variant builds. You define the intent, the core spec, just once. And from that one spec, you can spin up implementations in totally different languages or frameworks. Just think about that. You could A/B test entire architectures. You could compare the performance of a Rust build versus a Go build. This is an absolute game changer, especially for bigger teams.
All right, so let's pull back for a second. What does all this really mean for the future of building software? And more importantly, who is this actually for?
Let's be clear, this is not for everything. If you're just whipping up a quick script for a hackathon, this is probably way overkill. Spec Kit is designed for serious, professional engineering.
It's for teams building complex, scalable software that needs to be maintained for years. It's for building skyscrapers, not backyard sheds.
And this gets to the core of why this should matter to you, personally, in your career. The whole AI is coming for our jobs narrative, it's missing the point. The reality is, developers who know how to properly control and steer AI will replace those who don't. And specs? Specs are the control layer. They're the steering wheel.
So when you see tools like Spec Kit showing up, tools that offer real structure and control, it really makes you wonder, right? Are the days of vibe coding and just hoping for the best officially numbered? Is this the end of winging it with AI? That's the big question.